hope everybody's having a good day so far. I'm just trying to ground myself. So if anybody wants to join me in taking nice, calming, cleansing, deep breaths, you can. Hopefully you can hear me. Let's see. Let me check right now on my other device. Okay. All right, so if anybody wants to join me, we could take a couple of deep breaths together just to calm ourselves, ground ourselves, remove any negative, anxious, low vibrational energy that we may have. Just kind of give ourselves like a reset. So we're gonna first take a deep cleansing breath through our noses, and then we're gonna be exhaling from our mouth. So let's get started. So now we're gonna breathe in. And exhale. With every breath you're taking, you're just removing any weight, any stress, any burdens. Just imagine that as you're inhaling, you're breathing in positive energy, cleansing energy, and as you're exhaling, it's being released from you. You can do this as many times as you feel you need to. But right now I'm feeling really relaxed. So if you feel like you need to do that some more, then continue to do that. It's a really good way to release any pressure, stress that you may be experiencing. If you feel, I don't know, like a blockage within you, that's a really good way. Just taking deep cleansing breaths and imagining that with every breath you're cleansing, you're bringing purity. Well, for me, I'm still kind of affected by the fires, but you just like breathing in positivity, cleansing energy, just so that you can expel any negative energy that is being held within. And it's just doing that, it's being mindful, but it's also being intentional. And sometimes you could do that like 3 times. It's good enough. Like sometimes you need it a little bit more. If you're experiencing stress and you need to step away, that's one of the ways that you can help regulate your nervous system. At least that's what helps for me. I feel really good right now. I hope that whoever joined me, they feel good too. Okay, so if you're new to my channel, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an Oracle and Tarot card reader. Just so you can see my eyes. I'm human. I'm not AI. And I get pimples. So I'm wearing my pimple patches. They're little purple glittery stars, you know. But I hope all of you are doing well and you're staying safe. That if you are in North America, at least like in the northern parts where, you know, like near Canada, we've been having the fires and the smoke is like going down the southeast from Canada. So it's been affecting New York, Ohio, I believe, anywhere in the southeast of Canada. You know, we still have, it's still kind of hazy here. You could still smell the smoke. Me, I'm not being delusional, but I am. A personal reading is, you have to send me an email. My email's in my description box or in my About Me page. I have to start putting it in my description box. But yeah, like in my mind, I'm like, what if this is like a cleansing, like a giant saging? But I'm like, at the expense of the forest or trees, like I don't like this. I love trees. I love nature, you know. So I hope everybody's staying safe if you are affected by the wildfires, and that if you need relief and support, I hope that it comes to you. Okay, so I want to do a collective reading. I already have the Archangel Michael cards out. Before I started, I did a pre-shuffle, and I just wanted to say thank you. That's a compliment to a Scorpio. Hi, Sam. How are you? Hi, Duncan. Okay, so like if anybody wants a personal reading, you had to send me an email. All right, so the first message that I got with the Archangel Michael deck is step into the spotlight. You have a message the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom. I know this card, and as it came out during the pre-shuffle, you know, we automatically think it's about being on the center stage. It's about being on stage, you know, putting on a performance. Being seen. But I feel like some of you, there may be something that you need to talk about, something that you've been, I would say, hesitant about initiating a conversation, something, because you feel like you're going to be putting yourself front and center, that you're going to be putting attention towards you. But the thing is, there's something that you need to speak up about, whatever it is. And it doesn't mean you have to go on social media or the news or on stage or anything like that. It could just be something that's going on within work, within your family, within whatever situation. But there is something that you need to speak up about. And it may put you on the center stage. It may put the spotlight on you, but it's not like just, you know, to become famous or anything, but it's for you to shed light on something that you have become aware of, or something that you feel needs to be addressed. Something that you've been, I would say, maybe sweeping under the rug, but it's something that you need to finally face and discuss. Now, the next card we have is this one, and this one is my favorite. Because when I take these cards out, I ask what Archangel Michael messages we need. And this one came out, Archangel Michael is with you. So some of you need that. If you believe in angels, especially Archangel Michael, and what Archangel Michael represents, it represents protection, assistance with cord cutting, energetic cords. If you may be wanting to disconnect, detach from people energetically, this is the angel that you will call upon. This is the angel you will call upon when you want you and your family or your loved ones to be safe. Hey, Christy, how are you? So if you feel that that's something that you need and you resonate with what Archangel Michael represents, then you could call upon him for that support and guidance. Even though you can't see it, I am actively working on your situation. I am here and helping you. But the only way angels can really help you is if you ask for it. Because remember, we have free will. They can't change things for us unless we ask for them to help us. Or if we ask them for guidance, signs, some indication will let us know if we're on the right path or what path we should be taking. So we have angels protecting us. We have our guardian, the ones that protect us. But when it comes to choices that we need to make or changes that we need to initiate, then you call upon the Archangel Michael or any of the other archangels. There are other archangels that help assist with other matters. Like I think Archangel Shemuel helps with when you're feeling anxiety. Archangel Raphael, if you're needing help or assistance with healing. But there's so many others. I have a deck at home. I didn't bring it with me, but it has all the archangels in it. Okay, now the next card we have is the way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. I will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. Remember what I was saying? There may be something that you may want to disconnect from, you want to detach from. If we have like some sort of core that's keeping us bound to something or someone, in our minds, we could feel like we're trapped. But remember, it's our minds. And if we choose to be connected to certain things that we know aren't good for us and that we should be moving away from, and because they are keeping us stuck, then you could call on Archangel Michael for that assistance, for that guidance, for that support, even the protection, So But there's something, the interesting thing is, we got this card, the way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. So there may be opportunities starting to open up because certain blockages have been lifted. But like I said, if there's certain things that you need help with, then you call upon the angels so that the way forward can be opened for you, right? And also what I was saying is that sometimes there's something you need to speak up about. That could be you speaking to your angels, your guardian angels, speaking to spirit, speaking to God, the universe, source, whoever you believe in. Because we all have different belief systems. You need to speak up. And that could be what this is, be in the spotlight. Maybe you need to be put under their spotlight. Like let them put them in the spotlight. Let them hear your message. Let them hear your plea. What do they call it? There's a word that they use. It's not testimony. There's a certain word when you're requesting something. I don't use that word a lot, but it's something that you hear in a lot of religious people tend to say it. I say religious people because I'm thinking about people that you don't have to be religious to go to church, but you know, most people that go to church are kind of religious in a way, you know. Damn, what is it? Ooh, I forgot the word. I cannot remember the word. It's like a plea. It's like a request. Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. And you're screaming and you're like, I can't put it in the chat. But I know what she's talking about. But it's like there's a way you need to, whatever you need, probably you have to put yourself in the spotlight. Speak to your angels. Speak to Archangel Michael so that there can be an opening, that there can be a way forward for you. So the opportunities can come towards you. The possibilities that even you have, you know, even come to your mind. Make you be more present. I'm having a hard time talking. I don't like blaming Mercury retrograde, but I feel like saying that anyway because it seems trendy, you know. But I'm like having a hard time articulating exactly what I want to say. I can't even think of that word. Damn it. It's like right there. Can you help me, Spirit? Tell me what that word is. It's like right there, but my mouth and my brain are like disconnected. Okay, the card on the bottom though, I find interesting because no, it is not time yet. This is not the divine right time to take action. Please be patient. Opportune moment is approaching. So some of you, there's something that you're feeling called to, some sort of action you're feeling called to take. But there could be something that's delaying you or causing you to be hesitant. And there may be a specific reason why. So if there's something you want to do, but then there's something that's kind of like not allowing you to, or something that's kind of, I feel like there's a reason why, and you need to wait for the path to be open. You need to wait for the way to, the way to open, the way forward to open. I'm thinking about the other card. I'm so sorry. I can't talk great now. The way forward is open. I think if there's something that you want to do, something that you, like I said, some sort of action that you want to take, it's not the right time. Right? You'll know when it's the right time when you see the path is open for you. But for some of you, you may be needing that guidance from angels. And remember, it doesn't hurt. Like, hello, people pray. We wish on stars. Why can't we believe in angels? Doesn't it make sense? You know, we believe in angels, stars. It doesn't hurt. And sometimes you don't even have to say it out loud if you feel crazy. Because I know, like when I started doing that, I was like, I do it when I'm alone. Well, yeah, of course, you got to be alone because it's supposed to be a conversation between you and your higher source, you know. But, you know, if I could give you an example of what you can say. Like you can say, Archangel Michael, please provide me the guidance I need for the situation, insert situation. Please provide me guidance for the situation I'm dealing with. What is it that I need to know at this time? Please give me a sign, or you can even be specific and say what sign you want to see. If this is the way forward for me, show me this. If it's not, show me that, you know, and then you have to be aware, pay attention, not be distracted, so you can see if those signs show up for you, you know. I remember one time I was like, I want to see a number. If this is real, I want you to show me this number. That happened so quickly. And it was on a license plate. It was the exact number I asked for. Within like, not even a minute, not even 30 seconds. I was like, yep, okay. And I'm saying this in my mind. So you don't even have to speak out loud. You could say it in your mind, but make sure it's coming from your heart too. Thank you, Christy. Make sure it's coming from your heart, you know? Oh, I love this. Okay, and this is funny because my cards, well, that was interesting. So it says, you are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. Oh, I love this. Thank you. You are protected. You are protected. Okay. Let me turn my Bluetooth off because I don't think I brought the case with me, and that's torture to be without headphones outside. You know, I love music so much. Music is my boyfriend. I know. I get to play it, but it can't play me. Try to be funny, you know. Anyway, let's see what other messages you need to know. I have a Lenormand deck. I felt guided to take this today. I don't do enough of these Lenormand readings. So let's see what Lenormand messages you need to know at this time. This deck is different than traditional Lenormand because traditional Lenormand, I think it has 36 cards, but this one has more. It has more. The creator, she added more cards to the deck, the Lenormand deck. So let's see what messages does the collective need to know. So hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. That you and your family are safe and protected and have everything that you need. Okay. What messages does the collective need to know this time? What messages the collective need to know at this time? Okay. The first card, Bear. Okay, Bear, number 15. It's a neutral card, meaning depending on what other cards are around it, that determines the meaning. So if we have more positive cards, then this is a positive meaning. It will have a positive connotation. If it's more negative, then it's a negative card, you know? So it says power, boss, leadership, strength, bully. So that's the negative. Stability, forceful, protective, and influence. So Taurus could be any of your signs and the planet Jupiter. So you could have Taurus and Jupiter, or you could just be, you could have Sagittarius in your chart as well, but Taurus may be significant too, but Taurus represents stability and groundedness, which is also the bear energy. So let's see what other cards come out with the bear. This is not how you read Lenormand, but you know, the song from Stained popped up in my mind because I just saw the cross. This is my cross to bear. Bear. Wow. Okay, cross to bear. All right, cross. Burden, trials, regret, sorrow, guilt, suffering, obstacles, beliefs, religion. So we got another neutral card. 12th house is Pisces. It's ruled by Pisces. And we have Pluto here. So you could have Pisces or Scorpio in your chart, because Pluto rules Scorpio. Okay, this is my cross to bear. Okay, I want to look up that song. I'm still here, patiently waiting for you to interfere. Something like that. I'm gonna look up the song. Can I get one more card, please, Spirit? So we got 2 neutral cards. So let's see. Memories. I said memories. This is photograph. I was going to say photography. Some of you may be photographers. Some of you may be looking at photographs, pictures online, physical pictures, even Polaroid type pictures. The past memories, the past returning, past influences, familiarity, nostalgia. It has no astrology and south node. So whatever your south node is, your south node is what you have already achieved, what you perfected in your life, what you come with, the shadow attributes of yourself, right? It could be, right? But in this lifetime, we're supposed to, whatever your south node is, you're supposed to be ascending to your north node. So you're not fucking on my tripod, okay? I see these 2 flies. You are not going to be doing that nasty fly stuff on my tripod. Gross. Hi, Brittany. How are you? You know what's so funny? Brittany, I don't know if I was thinking about you or another Brittany, but Brittany came up to my mind yesterday. I don't know if you're the Brittany that we had the night nurse. I don't know if that's you, Brittany, but I was thinking about night nurse, Brittany. There's somebody with the night nurse. Hey, shifter, how are you? All right. Oh my gosh, you? Okay. I was thinking about you. I hope everything's going well with you. Okay, so there's some of you, there may be some sort of issue that is coming back from the past that you have yet to overcome. The south node is more like kind of like your past life if you think about it. I'm doing well, thank you. Your south node is that a spider? I'm sorry, I'm gonna no, that's just a dirty ass fly. I'm sorry, I don't like flies. I like spiders. I don't like mosquitoes. I'm getting distracted, sorry. See, this is what I said, like if there's certain signs and synchronicities that you are looking for, that you're asking for, pay attention. Don't allow like little things like flies distract you, okay? And you know who your flies are. They may be literal flies. That is, oh my God. Look, see, I said the little things distract you. Mice, worry, loss, stress, theft, deterioration, lack, sneaky, toxic, draining, scarce. Mice are also an indication of some small problem that you may be having that if you do not address it can become a bigger issue. So if you're like your home gets infested or not, no, it can lead to infestation. Okay? Oh no, I've been on. It's just, I guess the timing wasn't right for us. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're doing well. And that's so funny. I was thinking about you yesterday. Yeah. So I feel like there may be some small issue that you need to really address before it becomes a bigger problem, before it starts to infest or pollute other areas of your life. And the thing is, this is a neutral reading. There's nothing negative and it's nothing positive. It's just very neutral. So for me, it depends on where you are. Because whatever is going on personally for you, it could be like something that is like, nah, like it's not really affecting me, but there could be something that if you don't address it now, it can affect you later. Some of you may be minimizing an issue at this time, and it's time for you to stop doing that. It's time for you to start to, because that song, Cross to Bear, this is my cross to bear. There's something that you need to be overcoming. Something may be reaching its peak. Right now, it hasn't, but it will be. If you don't, like I said, if you need to ask for guidance from your angels, from source, God, whoever your higher source is, whoever you believe in, ask for it. You'll know whatever this issue is. You may not be thinking it's a big problem right now, but I think it's going to become something that it may become, no. It's going to be something. Okay. I'm going to leave these cards here. So like I said, the mice is, if you imagine you have a mouse come into your home and it's pregnant. You don't even know it's pregnant. And then eventually starts having babies. And then whatever the problem is, it's small now, but it could be big, become big, or it could even multiply. Okay, so I want to look up the song Cross to Bear. That's from Stained. Patiently waiting for you to, I want to say interfere. For some of you, you want some interference. But like I said, if you need interference, ask for your angels. Lord Ganesh is coming to my mind right now. Lord Ganesh is a Hindu deity. He is the remover of blockages. He helps to redirect your path so you can avoid any obstacles that you may face. So there's something that you may also want to avoid as well, because if you don't avoid it, it could be something small right now, but then becomes a bigger issue. Oh my gosh. I grew up in public housing. And, sometimes that happens. There's... For real? It popped up in my mind right now because there could be some sort of blockages that some of you need a way forward, but there could be something that's blocking you. But it could be whatever this issue is, and it may be coming from the past. We are in a Mercury retrograde. It's supposed to end on the 23rd, but we do have the post shadow period, and that's supposed to last about 2 weeks after that. So there's something that you just to pay attention to. Something from the past that you may have discredited or you just disregarded, but it's going to come back. But like I said, it could be something that may multiply, it may worsen, or in the positive way, it could improve, but it depends on what action you're taking. For real? I didn't know that. Oh, I did not know that. I learned about Lord Ganesh from tarot reader Moonlight Guidance, because she's an Indian tarot reader. She lives in London, in UK. She lives in the UK. But I learned about him through her. I was like, but I didn't like the story, But I like what he represents. Wait, let me see. I'm trying to find the song. Cross to Bear. And it's funny. We have a cross and the bear. That is so funny. And that song came up to my mind. The cross and the bear. I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who, this could be you. You're needing to be stable, secure. You need to stand in your power. It's also you remaining strong in your faith. Whatever your faith is. I know this is a cross and we think of Christianity, but if you think about the symbolism of a cross, it represents faith, sacrifice even, because when you think of Jesus, he was a sacrifice. People like to say he sacrificed. No. I think they manipulate that so that we go like, oh no, we got to be like Jesus. And I'm not hating on Jesus, and Jesus knows what I'm talking about. They made him a martyr, but the fact is a crow is right flying right over me right now. They made him a martyr, but they murdered him. He was a sacrifice. He did not sacrifice himself for us. They made him a sacrifice and used that as a way, see, Jesus sacrificed himself for you. No, he didn't. No, he did it. He sacrificed himself, yes, in the sense that he did not follow or do what everybody else wanted him to do. That he was going against the system. You know? And they did not like that. And that's why he was killed. That's why he was sacrificed. He was sacrificed. You know? This is what I believe in. Definitely stand in our power, Pedro. Yes, it is. Because if you think about it, he was used. It's like if you do what he does, this is going to be you. You know? Because think about it, it's so public. You know, when they do like these public things, like that incites fear. And I was going to say something about lynchings. Who did that instill fear to? People of color. Oh, if I say something, if I do something, I have to stay small. I have to stay hidden, you know, like, because if I don't follow master or whatever, like they do that to me. What they did to Jesus is exactly what they were doing to black people here in America. You know? Sacrificed. You know, that's just my opinion. Hey Stan, how are you? No. Okay. But the thing is, they still fear, like, oh, you have to sacrifice yourself. This is why people tend to overgive. This is why people tend to get taken advantage of. This is why women get fucked over. People of color get fucked over. Even the the LGBTQ community gets fucked over. These are people who are trying to be themselves, trying to live in the full potential. But then we have systems that are trying to keep us down. They don't want us to realize our power. They want to control us. And they use fear. And they use people, sacrifices, to instill that fear in us. Sorry, it's getting very windy. You know? Exactly. And you know what's so funny, Shapeshifter? Now that you say that, there's this deck I saw on Amazon that I want to get. And it's called, it's the Witch Tarot. But it says, woman in total control of herself. Now, I know not all of us are women, but if you think about it, anybody who isn't part of the elite, because I don't want to be bringing race into it, but anybody who doesn't fall under the elite, we're all witches to them. You know, if we go against them, if we speak up against them, if we stand in our power, we're all witches. So it's like I want to say pitches, people in total control of ourselves. So that would be a different word. It wouldn't be pitches. I'm sorry, I'm being silly right now. I just realized it wouldn't be pitch, but you know what I mean. Like we have to have authority and control of ourselves. We can't have other people telling us what to do, because then we're giving them our power away. And this is where we are disempowered, because we believe that we're supposed to be doing all these things. Yes, we're not supposed to be committing crimes, harming other people, taking advantage of people, manipulating people. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be helping each other, you know? I think all the manipulators, they need to stay with each other and manipulate each other. They need to leave the rest of us the fuck alone, you know? And some of us, we do need to learn from those people, because sometimes we're too trusting, we're too naive, and they teach us. That's why those low vibrational people exist. They're examples of who we should not be. You know, that's their purpose in this life. They show us who we do not want to be. Some people be like, that's exactly what I want to be. Then go to that side of the table. But, you know, for the rest of us, it's like, yeah, that's an example. You are? I am too. Yo soy bruja. I could start cackling, but no. All right, but the song Cross to Bear. I want to look at the reading, the lyrics. Twisting, turning, crashing, burning. All this just to break me down. You don't know me. You don't see me. You don't own me, because I don't care. But I'm still here, impatiently waiting for you to disappear. That's what it was. Is this my cross to bear? Faceless, faking, pushing, taking. I want to sing it, but I don't think I'll get the melody right. All this just to bring me down. You don't know me. You don't see me. You don't own me because I don't care. He's like, because I don't care. I'm still here, impatiently waiting for you to disappear. Is this my cross to bear? 'Cause I'm aware. Let's see, we're aware. I'm still here, reluctantly waiting for you to interfere. This is my cross to bear. There's something that you're going to have to face on your own. Some of you may be needing support from other people and even support from angels. Because, you know, sometimes we actually need support from other people. But reluctantly waiting for you to interfere. That sounds like somebody is just like wanting to do something, but is waiting for something to interfere. But reluctantly, it's like, I think it's that expectation that you feel like if you put yourself in the spotlight, because that was one of the first cards that came out with the Archangel Michael, if that you put yourself in the spotlight, that there's going to be somebody that's going to try to quiet you, that's going to stop you from speaking whatever your truth is. And I'm not talking about you going on stage, going on social media. It could just simply be a conversation that you're having, a very important conversation that maybe that, you know, you think it's maybe small, maybe something you're maybe like making a big deal out of. But the thing is, it's a big deal to you. If something bothers you, you need to address it. You can't hold it in, because eventually, like I said, it's a mouse that eventually multiplies and it creates an infestation. Now, if there's something that's bothering you, that you've been trying to hold back, that you've been controlling yourself, but it's something that you need to, like I said, you're feeling like it's the right, well, you have to wait for the right time to do this. And you could ask for guidance for that. But what is it that I want to say? If there's something that you need to address, if you don't address it, it's going to become a bigger issue, and that breeds resentment and bitterness in whatever situation you are dealing with. And that, in turn, could affect you in a worse way. It could affect your health, your mental health, your physical health, because you could just start to develop psychosomatic symptoms. You know, like some people tend to break out when they get stressed, body pain. If this is something from the past too, that you need to talk about, because I know some people, they've experienced things in the past and they need to talk to, because the bears also represent, like, I would say paternal figures or maternal figures. Usually it's they refer to maternal, but I feel like there may be something with your father or your mother. It could be something with your parent that you need to address. You need to bring up with them, or it could just be with somebody of authority. But this is something that you need to do. It's something that from the past, however that resonates. It could be even the recent past. I don't know if some of you are going through a cycle that keeps repeating, but then it's like, okay, you know, you keep doing the same shit in the same way. Now it's time for you to do something different. Like, I'm going to tell you something. Like, sometimes if I feel like I'm not getting what I want, I tend to move away. I tend to run away instead of facing the issue. Yeah, my pimple patches. Instead of facing the issue, I would just leave. And then I reached a point where I'm like, I can't do that anymore, because if I leave, that requires me starting over again. I can't be doing this shit. I don't care if I'm a Scorpio. I don't want to keep doing this shit, you know? You know what I mean? Exactly. Exactly. Not always, though, shapeshifter. It's also because they want to be like them, too. It's fear, because you think about it. When people stay quiet about something, they don't speak up. Even like if you think about, like I brought up lynchings. There were people who were horrified that their own people were doing that, but they did not speak up. And in a way, they were complicit, and then also they were enabling because they did not speak up against it. But of course, out of fear, then you're an end lover. You know, you're one of them. And then, of course, they had to face the backlash, too, of going against their own people. I'm like, no, we're our own people. Humans, we're our own people, you know? But remember how, you know how it is, divisive, divide and conquer, right? I don't know. I don't think it's, well, for some people, they're delusional and thinking, oh, if I act just like them, then I could be like them. And if you think about America, like this certain group, and I was having this conversation with my son and my kid's father. We were talking about the M words, and the people that follow them, and I'm talking about regular people, not like the people who are in office or have money, the rich and the wealthy, or the people part of the government. I'm talking about regular like citizens. I said they're dumb. They're dumb. So they're like, it's followers, you know, they're sheep, you know. So some of them, they want to be like them, but I think it's also wanting to be accepted and wanting to be a part of something, you know. But I'm like, you could choose better things to be a part of, you know, than making America look like shit, you know. You know, we got shitty people all over the world. You got M words. I don't like saying, you know who I'm talking about, M words. I don't like saying that, because I don't want that in my transcript. I don't want that in my AI, like showing me more content like that. But you know what I'm talking about. The people here in the US that resonate with the M's and this current administration, they exist everywhere. They may have different names, but they have that same mentality, you know. Somebody was saying, I think people were saying it's like a cult. I believe it's true. I think so. Thanks, Alpha. How are you? But there's something that you need to speak up about. Reach out to angels, guide, even people who you know will support you. There could be somebody, the bear, that can be a supportive figure, but it could be you're facing off with a bear energy. Like someone who may be a bully, someone who may be an authority, who may have power. Or you could find an ally in someone who has power, who has strength, who has wisdom, who has power, forceful, who has a lot of influence. Because if you think about what influence is, it's a type of force, right? And influence can be used in a negative or positive aspect. Hey Mandeep, how are you? Oh, okay, then you should be going to bed. Alpha, you should be in bed. If you think about influence, it could be used in a negative or positive. Like we were just talking about the M words here in America, you know? They have a lot of influence, but they're using it in a negative way. And they also are in support of forceful, negative, violent behavior. Okay, now when I go back to the cards, the cross, I don't know if some of you there's something that you need to move on from the past that may be coming back around. It's something that you have regret and sorrow with. Some of you have to come to terms with the past, you know, and don't allow the past problems to become today's issues, today's past problem. Something that you need to come to, like I said, maybe there was something you were sweeping under the rug, like I said, but now it's coming back up, it's resurfacing, and you need to come to terms with it. Some of you may need to forgive yourself. Some of you may feel like you need to forgive other people. It's funny, I was thinking about this morning. And I was getting ready, and about forgiveness. And I was like, I think we need to forgive ourselves more than anything. Because if you think about it, when people do something wrong and they genuinely know they did something wrong, they feel that guilt, that shame, those negative emotions, regret, and then they could ask for forgiveness, right? But only forgiveness can come from accountability. If someone doesn't want to take accountability for something that they did wrong to you, then that's something that they need to deal with. You cannot ask somebody to take accountability for what they did to you. But you could take accountability for you engaging with someone who was like that and needing to move away from this. Needing to move away from that energy and needing to protect yourself. You know, forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. I feel like the person who did something wrong, they should be the ones that I feel like anyone who does anything wrong, they need to ask for forgiveness. But I feel like us, if we've experienced something because of somebody else, we had to forgive ourselves for staying in situations too long, or dealing with people, or accepting certain behaviors, you know, or not seeing the signs. Because sometimes we tend to internalize. I will say that, like, I'm like, damn, why the fuck did I deal with this person? Or one time I was like kind of rude to a student, but then I was thinking, I was like, damn, I feel bad about that, you know? So I apologized to the student energetically. I was like, I'm sorry for being a bitch. And I was like, I forgive myself for being a bitch too. You know, she may not have, like, she probably didn't think anything of it. I think she did, but at that moment I kind of didn't care. But later on I did. And I was like, damn, that wasn't nice. But, you know, the whole point of this is that you can't ask someone who can't take accountability for their own actions does not deserve your forgiveness. But you deserve to forgive yourself. But if you feel like you have to forgive somebody, you don't have to go, hey, Tommy. I don't know why I keep saying Tommy, but we're going to go with it. I always say Tommy. Hey, Tommy, I'm just calling because I forgive you for blah, blah, blah. You don't have to call Tommy. You don't have to call Nancy. You don't have to call Drew or whatever. You don't have to call anybody. You could just like, I forgive you, you piece of shit. You don't have to say the piece of shit part, but that could be your final fuck you to that person if you do say that. Like, I forgive you, you piece of shit. I hope you die in hell, but I forgive you. Joking. Thank you, Lauren. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love butterflies. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Alpha. I hope you had a good show. Make sure to get rest. And I hope you get to see your daughter this weekend. But you know what, Shapeshifter? I feel like these people are emboldened. I think they don't care anymore. They don't care. I feel like the way our U.S.'s president is emboldening people to be like, to show their true colors. You know? Yeah. So the whole point of that normal reading, there's something that you need to face, that you need to address. There's a cross that you need to bear. It's something that's your responsibility, you know, that you need to address, that you need to resolve within yourself or with someone else. The spotlight from this card, from this deck, I'm going to show it to you because I shuffled it in. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's not the card I was looking for. Why are some of my cards in reverse? Let me see. I'm trying to find the cards that came out. So no, it is not time yet. No. That wasn't the right. Yeah, this is not the right time to take action. Please be patient. So some of you need to wait, and there's something that you definitely need to address, but you have to wait for the right moment too. But you also have to wait for that to step into the spotlight. You know. What was I gonna say about the spotlight? I forgot. I got distracted. I'm getting this. Yeah, I got the two cards. Oh, see, when I was saying that some of you, if you're looking for guidance or like an indication when something is the right time to do something, you have to call upon Archangel Michael, right? Ask for assistance. But if you also are looking for some sort of sign, I saw this card, recognize the signs from above. So there's a specific sign that you're asking for. You know, you also have to be aware of that. But it's like, you triggered something, shapeshifter, with the limelight card. When you said limelight and then spotlight, there's something that's going to, a spotlight is going to, you need to put the spotlight on. You need to put the light on within yourself. There's something that you're going to be illuminated to within yourself. Illuminated towards something that you may need to heal. Something that you may need to heal. And like I said, the cross to bear, this is something that you have to do yourself. No one else can do it for you. You can ask for help and guidance, support in the spiritual realm, or even from anyone outside of you. But this is something, maybe the support and guidance could be from someone who could give you advice on how to approach a certain situation. But it's something that you have to address yourself, is what I'm getting. Hi, guys. Gazal. I know mine. Oh, I took the wrong cards. I thought I was bringing my Revealing the Truth deck and my love deck. No, I got love messages. My love messages deck. That's not what I wanted. I know mine are. They. Whew. I asked for it though. I was like, I'm ready. I think I'm still under initiation. Let's see. Okay, so I have this clarifying love situations deck, but it's a mixed bag. Look at that, the memories card. Certain memories. Let's see. No messages does the collective need to know at this time? Spirit angels, guides. Remember, if you're ever feeling anxious, take deep cleansing breaths. It really helps. It really helps. Let me drink my coffee. It's getting, ugh. Look at this. Forgot to say less ice. Oh my God, I know, this suck. But it's like, you know, like what I've come to realize lately, this card wanted to come out, is that you just gotta roll with it. Like a couple of stuff happened to me yesterday. Like yesterday, I busted my lip. I don't know if you can see. I was drinking something while going to open the door. I did not open the door. I walked into the door. Whatever I was drinking, my bottle I was drinking from, it hit me. And I ended up busting my lip. And I was like, I'm like, okay. I'm not saying that's initiation, but it's like, what the fuck? I forgot how to work a door. And then I was doing something. I was hanging up clothes because we did laundry yesterday. And I almost ripped off my pinky toenail. Oh my God. What the fuck? And then I couldn't find something. So I was like, I had to like brush it off. Like when stuff happens, and I'm not saying this is part of initiation or anything, but I feel like, who knows, you know, because some people, stuff like that happens, and they're like, oh my God, I have such bad luck. Oh, I'm a victim. I have bad karma. All that shit. I'm like, oh my God. You know, you can't like make a big deal out of it. I'm like, shit, it could have been worse though. Because considering my teeth, you know, it could have been worse. I'm like, thank God it was just me busting my lip. But it feels so weird to have that there. I'm showing you my wound. It feels weird. Okay. Like I know how to open doors, but I had to walk right into the door while I was drinking something. Oh gosh, I was stunned though. I was like, ew. You know what? I've given birth without anesthesia, without an epidural. So that's painful. But I'm strong. Yeah, it was pain is annoying to me. Yeah. Any pain, even heartbreak pain. I know. I know. I tell people that. They're like, what? Think about it. You're going to stick a needle in your back? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't have any. Nope. No epidural. I remember when I was giving birth to my second son, the doctor was like, okay, let's give her an epidural. I was like, I don't want no epidural. Like, he wanted to get, I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like he wanted to order it. I'm like, no, I don't want one. I never even asked for an epidural. Why the hell are you trying to give me? I know. That's why I hear people with the back pain and all. I'm like, shit, the back pain I get is from my period. That's it. Or when I did the deadlift too wrong or whatever, you know. I didn't have good form doing the deadlift. But not because of the epidural. Oh my God. I would, like, the idea of that, sticking a needle in my back is not worth it. I'm like, this pain is going to go away. When epidural, the damage an epidural could possibly do, that could last a lifetime, you know. I know some women experience issues after giving birth too. I'm a woman. Like, I have experienced issues after giving birth, you know. But let me start talking about that. I would say the worst pain though for me that I experienced was from I would say foot surgery and having laparoscopic surgery. Laparoscopic surgery is the worst. But I don't know what it's like to have like and I am not interested in learning about that either. I'm not interested in that, you know? How people get surgery and then they have to actually cut into them. But laparoscopic surgery is uncomfortable. Afterwards, so uncomfortable. Anyway, I digress. I saw the True Gem card came out, so let's see if it comes out again. What messages does the collective need to know at this time? I swear, I'm so random sometimes. Oh my gosh. Guard it. Needing time to feel secure. Cautious, wary, protected, holding back, watchful, defensive, reserved, and distant. Okay. So some of you may be in that energy, or there may be somebody that you could be dealing with. This is clarifying love situations. Memories. Some of you could be, oh wow, somebody's confused about something. They may be reflecting on past events. You may be confused by past events. I'm getting like somebody is looking back in the past and then they're trying to gain some sort of understanding why does somebody have their guard up. They may be confused about why someone has created some sort of blockage within a connection. It could be even a family. It doesn't have to be romantic, you know. It could be a family member or anything, but you please take it as it resonates. Thinking about past events, nostalgia, longing, regret, can't let go of the past, fond memories, romanticism. And then confusion, needs certainty to trust. Uncertainty, doubt, hesitation, hard to read, questioning, complex situations, dilemma. So somebody feels guarded. You know, two things I'm getting. Someone may be feeling guarded because something that has happened that they're not sure about, they're not certain about. So maybe somebody misunderstood something. Maybe someone's is confused about a certain situation. But I feel like, I think it's definitely two people here. There's a guardian energy, and then there's somebody who's looking at the guardian energy, and there's something that happened between two people that is causing someone to be confused. They're like, why is this person guarded? Why do they feel like they have to put their guard up, defenses up? Why does someone feel like they have to protect themselves? Somebody's like confused. Or somebody's looking back at something that happened and is confused. Like, I can't think of anything that happened that could cause somebody to be this way. You know, is there something I did? Is there something I said that has caused the collective to be guarded? Or this could be somebody that may be guarded against you, and you may be confused about that yourself. Let me see. I'm going to use this to keep the cards there. It's very windy today. Hey, be calm. Oh, it's so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. It's so running. Resisting change right now, avoiding, right, not now, scared, boundaries, escaping, rejecting, not interested, the cold shoulder. Yeah, somebody has turned they turned cold on somebody, and they're not, somebody's like, why? What did I do? What did I do? What did I say? Why is this person running away from me? Now, this made me think of a song. Again, you know, I love music. I get a lot of messages from music. There's a song, it's from the 80s. It's a freestyle song. It's called Running. I need to look it up because it popped up in my mind. I'm like, yeah, there's Running. There's other songs that have run in it. Like there's a Ludovico and Naudi song called Run. I'm not thinking about that song. There's a song for Kelly Clarkson and John Legend called Run, Run, Run. I'm not thinking about that song, but I'm thinking about this one, Running. So many nights that I made for you. Do, 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 do. I'm trying to think. It's a freestyle song. I don't know if I have it in my library, Running. So many nights that I wait for you. Song. I forgot the name of the band or the group. But I think it's a freestyle song. It's electronic music. I gotta look it up. Running. Something Society, Running. No, it's not Running Society, but that's Running 80s song. 80s freestyle. I spelled running wrong. I'm sorry. I just need there's a message in that. Oh, geez, Louise. Do any of you listen to 80s music? Like, do you have a favorite 80s song? Yes, Information Society. I was right. I said something Society. I was like, it's not called Running Society. Let me see. Information Society. I don't know if this sounds familiar. I gotta be careful because wait. Hot, steamy night alone, I wait for you. Cold, brittle morning alone, I cry for you. And when you finally call, you cloak your moves in the shadows. Those days and nights I was good to you. They must not have meant very much to you. The night I needed you the most, my cries fell on deaf ears. Eagles. Eagles. Do they sing this? No, that's not. No, I'm thinking about Chicago. There's a song that from the 70s from Chicago. I don't know why I thought it was Eagles. Said my cries fall on deaf ears, and I'm running so hard to find it, and I'm running so fast. And I'm telling you now to leave me. A romance cannot last. And if somebody I need to see, and if someday I need to see you, I'll come back from the past. I'll come back and find you. I'll never leave you now. I like Phil Collins. What's some of Phil Collins' songs? Take a look at me now. I'm just an empty space. That's. I like that song. Those days and nights I was good to you. Okay, so yeah, this is a person that you have definitely. This is like romance. You definitely created memories with this person, but some of you feel like you've guarded yourself from this person. This person may feel like you're running away from them, that you're avoiding them, that you may not want anything to do with them, but they're not entirely sure what happened. They're confused. I'm going to tell someone, if you're confused, the easiest way to bring clarity, my dear, is ask fucking questions. Okay? It's that simple. It's not rocket science. Yes. Okay? Right now, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm cursing and shit. Ask questions. Okay, let's see. I want to know who guarded. Let's see. Why is the guarded card here? Who is guarded? Please take the messages as they resonate. You may be the guarded energy. They may be the guarded energy. You may be confused. They may be confused. Yeah. But sometimes people don't realize, some people could be so dense that they don't realize they do something to somebody, or somebody could be feeling a certain way. Because now I'm thinking about a situation that I dealt with where somebody did something. I didn't really tell them what they did because I had to process it myself. And I'm like, you know what? They probably don't understand that they did something that bothered me. And it's something that they didn't need to do. I don't know, it's hard to describe because I can't tell you what the situation is because I don't want to be telling you my business like that. I think I told you enough. The fact that I told you I gave birth without epidural, that's a lot. That's TMI, honestly. Oh, I know you're talking about someone you belong. I know you're talking about someone. But some people, they don't. Some people, she could literally not be self-aware, She's in the Lulu land, But I'm speaking to someone about someone who sometimes people do things and they don't realize they did something. But the thing is, if you don't realize you did something, but you're like, why is somebody blocking me or guarded from me? Then ask, is there something I did? Was it something I said? It doesn't hurt to ask. If you don't, but for me, for my situation that I experienced, I had to become self-aware. And I'm like, okay, why did this bother me about the person? You know, why did this person's inaction bother me? You know, and I was like, because of my expectations, you know? I'm just using it as an example. Because sometimes we become guarded and we don't tell people why. And then they could be like in their head, and we don't know that they're in their head. So somebody, you maybe not even know this. You're guarded from somebody, or this person may be perceiving you as guarded. And they may not be understanding why. Yeah, like she may be like, why did he block me? Why did shapeshifter block me? What did I do? So you're running from her? You blocked her? Okay, let's see. Who's the guard? Like, why is someone feeling guarded? Let's ask that. Why is someone feeling guarded? Oh my God! The Seven of Wands is usually the defensive energy. Someone feels like they have to protect themselves, defend themselves. And it's funny, earlier we said that I said the cross to bear. Look, the cross to bear. Somebody's not getting their point across. Somebody felt like they didn't get their point across. Maybe somebody feels like someone didn't understand their point. So yeah, definitely guarded, protective, back turned towards the situation, but looking back. Now let's flip it. If somebody's running from you, or whoever resonates with being the runner, like you moved away from something or someone, are you looking back to see if they're chasing you? Are you wanting somebody to chase you? I'm just saying that because of the way the card looks. You know, are you testing somebody? Are you trying to see how somebody will behave, how they will react if you put your guard up? Oh my God. So that means I'll find you in the Guinness Book of World Records, shapeshifter. Yeah. I feel like some of you are at the edge of something. You're leaving something behind. I feel like some of you definitely are in a transition right now, and you may be moving away from things that haven't really served you. And you're feeling the need to protect yourself. So the running definitely is more like a defense mechanism. But some of you may be looking back to make sure someone's not following you too. So hopefully stay safe. Some of you may be dealing with some stalker. We got the Knight of Cups coming out. You could be running from a water sign energy, a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. What is wrong with me? You know, I saw the Two of Pentacles in the bottom of the deck. Cancer. Well, we do have Kansas in the United States. I don't know how many people are from the US and from Kansas watching. But if you are watching, I'll give it a shout out to Kansas right now, even though I said Kansas. But Two of Pentacles, yeah, I feel like some of you could be at this place too. You may be like at the edge of something. Maybe the edge of walking away from something, like a transition, like you're leaving the old things behind, old relationships behind, and going into something new. And so you're stepping into a new life for yourself. And the Knight of Cups is somebody who pursues what they love. They go after what they love. Their heart dictates their actions, right? But there could be a little bit of uncertainty too, and this is why some of you are guarded, because you may be considering exiting a situation, but you are at this place where you want to protect yourself, protect your energy, kind of gain a better perspective of something, but outside of the situation. You know, it's like the hangman mode where you're putting yourself up to look at a situation from a different angle before you make some sort of decision. It's like you're weighing the pros and cons about a certain situation when it comes to love, and you want to make sure that whatever strategy you employ, because I say strategy because he is playing chess, but the thing is you got to make sure that you're making the right moves for you, for your heart, that align with you. But you may be in this place where you're deciding, trying to decide what your best course of action is with the guarded energy. So some of you could just be guarded because you're needing time to step out of your emotions, to look at what has already transpired and whatever connection you're dealing with, so that you could gain clarity about if it's something that you should move away from. Now, the confusion could be coming, it could be you are confused about something, and this is why you have decided to put up your guard. But it could also be there's someone else who may be confused too. I say someone's confused. Somebody definitely is in their head. But like I said, it could be you or them. Yeah, but definitely deep in thought. Make sure you're not like staying stuck in thought. If there's a decision you need to make, you don't want to keep yourself stuck. You don't want to be in like in between worlds where you're not in the past, where you're like still engaged in the past, but you're not really completely committed to moving forward. All right. Tell me about memories. What memories are the collective or whoever they're dealing with may be reflecting on? What past events have transpired? Tell me about memories. Tell me about memories. Wow. Justice in the Star came out. So you could be dealing with a Libra energy or Aquarius. Libra, Aquarius. Oh, the Tower. Libra and Aquarius. No, because Aquarius and Leo are the opposites. Libra and Aries are the opposites. Okay, somebody's name could start with L or A. L and A. Because Leo, Libra, Aquarius, Aries. We are going to be moving into the Aquarius, Leo. I don't know if it's Leo, Aquarius, North and South Node. That's going to be happening soon. We're going to be moving from Virgo, wait. It's Pisces and Virgo. We're currently under Virgo and Pisces, North and South Node. And it's going to be shifting to Leo, Aquarius. Leo, Aquarius. Those may be significant signs. I'm saying those signs. The Tower is Scorpio energy. Mars energy. It could be Aries or Scorpio. I don't know, I was thinking about the North and South nodes, the opposite signs. So Taurus also. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Libra, and Aries. So those signs may be significant. Whoever is in this guarded energy or confused energy, I don't know if they're in this period of trying to restore some sort of balance, trying to gain some sort of clarity, truth, understanding about something. I don't know if, like, whenever I look at the star card, it seems like somebody's trying to work on something, trying to work on a wish, manifest something, because it looks like she's alone, right? But she's working, I want to say working her magic. Somebody's working their magic. The star is the water bearer, right? But here she looks like she's performing some sort of ritual. But I think somebody is definitely trying to look at things from a different perspective. Maybe going within, going internally. Oh gosh. I'm glad I put the mic there because one of my cards, one of them is about to fly. Hold on a moment. You're gonna see my butt. Oh. The confusion card. I was like, somebody's ass is confused. All right. Justice in the stars. Somebody's trying to regain balance. Somebody may be feeling the need to restore balance with themselves. Maybe this restore balance or heal. But this doesn't really tell me about memories. Somebody was treated unfairly. Somebody feels like they were treated unfairly. It could be the person that is confused. This is why they say there's two sides of the story. You know, there's two sides to a story, to everyone's story. Jeez Louise, another card flew. It's so windy over here. You're gonna see my butt again, okay? The confusion card. Somebody's confused. It keeps flying off. Okay, confusion. Okay, the confused person. I feel like this is the confused person. The confused person could have any of those signs I mentioned, okay? Because the confusion card keeps flying away. It's like, okay, confusion. So the confused person, they may not be understanding that someone may be in the process of healing, maybe wanting to restore balance within themselves, maybe was feeling imbalanced in the connection, and that's why someone feels like they had to guard themselves. I don't feel like this person is doing this. I don't think anybody's playing the game. I think somebody is just trying to take care of themselves. And they're just doing the things that they feel called to do. Somebody felt called to put their guard up, to protect themselves. And I said felt called to because the Knight of Cups is someone who does what? It's like the water signs is considered like, you know, following your emotions, following your feelings. You know, your emotions are, like I say, your emotions are your teachers. So somebody felt like they had to do this. I don't think this is to punish anybody. I don't think they're doing this to play games or anything, though someone may think that, but I feel like somebody felt called to protect themselves, protect their energy because they felt imbalanced. You know, maybe somebody's looking back in the connection, looking back at past events, memories within the connection itself, or it could be memories from stuff that happened outside of the connection, where someone's wanting to take time to protect themselves, to heal, to overcome whatever challenges that they're facing. But I feel like somebody's definitely feeling imbalanced, and I don't think it's the confused person. I feel like the confused person doesn't understand that that's what's going on. That they don't understand that somebody's reflecting on the past. It could be their own past or the past within the connection. But take it as it resonates, because that confusion card kept flying off. Out of all the cards, that was the one that kept. So, okay, so we got Justice in the Star. Somebody's name could start with L and A. Okay. Okay, confusion. Confusion. Sorry. Okay, since I was clarifying the memories card and we got the Justice and Star, I think somebody's just reflecting on the past, and I feel like it's tied to whoever may be confused. That's connected to somebody that's they have caused confusion. Okay, let's see what this confusion is. Who this person is. Hi Catalina, how are you? Confusion. Tell me about confusion? Okay. Yeah. Somebody doesn't know what's going on. They feel like certain things are hidden from them. This person could be thinking so many different things, and their fears could getting the better of them because they don't know why someone has felt the need to protect or guard themselves. Okay, let's see. Okay. They may be feeling like somebody's being secretive too. Strength. Someone could have Leo in their chart. But why the strength part? I see a lot of major arcana. I wonder though, this confused person, this withdrawal, whoever the guarded energy, this withdrawal from the guarded energy, maybe pulling on their insecurities, because the strength card in the shadow aspect with the moon is what's hidden, what's unknown, secrets, subconscious. This may be activating some sort of subconscious fears or insecurities within this person that they may be trying to tame, to control. But if you're confused about something, it doesn't hurt to ask. But I'm saying like the confused person should ask, but they may not be able to because shapeshifter blocked them. So some of you could have blocked somebody, and this is why they cannot ask. This is why they're confused. I feel like this person does want to communicate with the Knight of Swords. They do want to communicate with you. Sorry, that's Knight of Wands. Sorry. I thought it was the Swords. For some reason, Knight of Swords. Okay, the person does want to communicate with you. Because I thought that was the Knight of Swords. But the Knight of Wands. They could be a fire sign energy. But we have Cancer and Pisces showing up with the Moon card. Leo with the Strength. And then the Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Leo showing up again. Somebody's name could be Leo. I said an L name. Somebody's name could start with the letter L or A. Because Leo, Aquarius, Libra, Aries. Those are the other signs that came up. Those are the opposite signs from each other. Leo and Aquarius are the opposite signs of each other. And Libra and Aries are the opposite signs. Taurus and Scorpio is the opposite. What else? Yeah, I already said the signs. This got Leo, Aquarius coming up. This card fell. Yeah, Leo and Aquarius showed up with the Star and the Strength card. Got the King of Pentacles. So someone could have fire signs. Someone's trying to ground themselves. But the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry. The Knight of Wands. Somebody does want to take some sort of action towards you, but like I said, maybe they're wanting to take some sort of action towards you, but they can't because they're blocked. Some of you may have literally blocked somebody. Okay. But some people, but if you block somebody, that means you don't want to talk to them anymore. And that could be why somebody's confused too. But King of Pentacles, I feel like this person's like really controlling themselves. They want to come forward. Like there's that part of them that feels compelled to take action. But then there's that mature part, because the Knight of Wands is the one that takes action. The mature part of them is like being very grounded. They do not want to they don't want the impulse to take control. They're just like doing the wait and see type of approach. Because the Knight of Pentacles does take action, but they tend to move very slowly. They don't feel rushed. They don't feel like time is running out. I think this person may be just maybe in this place where they're trying to ground themselves, stabilize themselves. But this could be the mutual energy too, that both of you, the guarded energy is trying to ground and stabilize themselves, balance themselves out, heal. And the other person may be wanting to reach out, wanting to contact, but they feel that urge to. But I feel like it could also be them controlling that, you know, possibly distracting themselves with other things. So King of Pentacles is fire, wood. I want to say wood. Well, wood is part of the earth, so maybe they got a hard on. I don't know. But look, the confused card came out. This person may be wanting to take some sort of coercive action, but they're not letting their impulses take control over them. They're taking very methodical. They're in a methodical space head-wise. You know what I mean? Like they're grounding themselves, not letting their emotions or this drive to come towards you could like consume them. I hope that makes sense. That does make sense. But they're definitely, there's that confusion. They don't know what to do. They don't know what happened. They're probably like looking at everything that has transpired in the recent past to see what did I do? How did I fuck up? You know? How did I fuck up? They're wondering, like, they may be questioning if they need to apologize to you. They may be asking, they may be confused, like, did I do something? Did I fuck up? Like, how did I fuck up? What did I do? Do I need to apologize? You know? Oh no! You know, not everything is about you, shapeshifter. This is a reading for everybody, but I'm glad it resonates with you. You need to get bitch be gone spray, okay? But yeah, somebody may be feeling like they may need to apologize. They may be like confused about what they did. But, you know, how can you really apologize if you don't know what you did wrong? Right? Because you were like, I'm sorry if I hurt you, you know, but like, well, what the fuck did I do? Can you really be sorry about something if you don't know what you did? Can you really take accountability if you don't know what you did? I mean, I'm not, this is a serious question. If somebody doesn't know if they did something wrong, then how could they really apologize if they don't know what they did wrong, you know? Hopefully they have like 2-hour shipping, you know, like you can get it within the next 2 hours. But make sure you have a qualifying purchase, okay? For same day delivery. Yeah, I feel like they want to be enlightened. They want to have understanding. They want to have clarity, because that's the only way they'll ever know what they did wrong, you know, for you to block them. But there could be a lack of self-awareness, because if there's something that they've done before and they continue to do, and they don't understand that they repeated something, then yeah, maybe they do need to, like, maybe it's something that you've already addressed with them. But remember, expectations. Sometimes expectations, you know, you can't have certain expectations and then be upset that somebody doesn't meet the expectation, but you never communicated the expectation. So that's a little bit unfair. So some of you may need to see if that resonates with you, since I felt the need to say that. And I say that because sometimes I have certain expectations that I don't express, and then I get mad at somebody for not meeting them. But I'm like, yeah, but why am I going to get upset with them if they didn't know? You know? Now, if you told this person and they keep doing the same shit and then they don't know, then maybe it's good that you block them, because you don't want some DMs, dumb motherfuckers in your life, you know? Yeah. But this person could definitely be watching you right now. Yeah, but they definitely, maybe this message, and maybe they're watching me right now, and then they get becoming enlightened. They're like, oh shit, now I know I did something fucked up. You know, maybe this is, but this is, some of this person may be watching you, observing you. I'm sorry. Hopefully she doesn't have an arrow, a bow and arrow. You know, the Page of Swords, he has an arrow. That's interesting. This is making me think about Archer. So this person may be watching right now. Okay. I could, you know, with the guarded energy, I could resonate with that, because sometimes if I feel like I have to take a break from something, step away from something, just for myself, if I feel like I feel off-center, this kind of resonates with me. This does kind of resonate with me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I caused anybody confusion. Maybe I did. But, you know, sometimes you just need to stay to yourself. You know? You just want to be by yourself. Because sometimes when you're dealing with too many people, like at work, you know, like I got students and I got professors coming in and shit, and then I got to deal with them. And then, you know, I just like, I want to be by myself, you know? Like, leave me the fuck alone. You know what I mean? So maybe you just, some of you who are in this guarded energy may feel like that you need that time to yourself. Some of you may literally not want to deal with somebody else. You may have blocked them, may have disconnected it, detached from them, because you're like, I have to focus on myself. I have to heal. I have to center myself. I have to rebalance myself. I have to ground myself. You know, I had to reconnect with myself. Okay. Let me see something here. So my cards flipped. That card flipped, Tower. Okay. The Four of Swords flipped. Yeah, some of you, like the Four of Swords is healing. Taking time to yourself to heal, to rest, regenerate, restore your energy, restore peace. You know, especially if somebody has disappointed you, you know? Okay. I don't really think I need... Should I read the running card? Should I read this? I don't think I really need to. Because I feel like the guarded energy may be the runner. And then maybe... I don't know if a bird pooped on me or it's raining. If a bird pooped on me, that means I'm getting money. It's raining. Universe, spirit guides, let this cloud pass very quickly so that I may continue this reading. Oh, it's been on for almost 2 hours. 1 hour and 41 minutes. Ooh, hangman. Didn't I say something about hangman? Some of you definitely needed to take some sort of perspective. This is why, yes, some of you, like I said, the money. Needing to see things from a different perspective, also to regain your power, restore power, rebalance yourself. We got the Temperance card coming out, you know? So some of you could be definitely going through some sort of transition in your life, but it's requiring you to be on your own. But some of you may be disconnecting from somebody because they're interfering with this process, or they've done something to bring you off center. And you're like, yeah, I need to take a break from you, or I need to not deal with you anymore because I need to be seeing things clearly. I need to look at things from a different perspective. I need to look at the situation from a different perspective, but I also need to be, because you see there's the shadow and the light aspects. So maybe some of you are considering the negative and positive aspects. We did have the Two of Pentacles show up, the siding, being at this crossroads, even though that's the Two of Wands, but like having to decide whether you continue with something, continue giving to something, you still connect with something or not, you know. But I gotta put my cards away because it's raining. I probably would stay here, but I don't think I could stay. I could continue reading because I don't want to mess up my cards. But this rain is much needed because of the air quality here. It's not the best. I'm a Scorpio, so that means I'm an FBI. I'm FBI. I'm an investigator. A snitch? Never. Unless you fuck with me, then I'll snitch on you. Yeah. I'm FBI. You have the right to remain silent. I think that's... Do they say that? I'm surprised nobody said that. I look like a motorcycle cop because of the glasses. You know, Chips, Eric Estrada. He wore the aviators and stuff. Yes, he's on the watch list. You better have your notifications on, okay? So you don't miss any videos, any live streams, future live streams. Chevalier? Chevalier? That sounds French. Chevalier. Chevalier. If you're my subscriber, you're all on the watch list. You're in Connecticut? Okay. It's raining here. Gotta put my cards away. I hope the readings were resonant. I didn't get to even find like an outcome. You know what? I could still do that. I just got to put these other cards away. Now, you know what I feel like investing in? Oh, gosh. Oh, the gang stalking again? You know, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I wonder if people are delulu. But I really don't know. Because I be hearing about gang stalking and stuff, but I mean, it's possible. You don't know your situation. But why do people choose to gang stalk people? That's the thing. This sounds like haters. I know I may seem a little bit naive, but it's something that I have no, that's when you have a lot of people watching you. Like it's like a collaborative effort where you have a lot of people who, whose main mission is to watch you, to stalk you, to make you uncomfortable, basically. Yeah, they're constantly following you. It's kind of like being a celebrity, but then you have but they're all the people that are your groupies, they're your ops. You know, they're against you. I feel like that's another way to put it, you know. I know there's this tarot reader that she experiences that too, and she talks about it. But then it's like when people, you know, from my understanding of her experience, it's like people who are, I don't know, if you're very gifted, if you have like, it is creepy. It's just thinking about it's creepy. Wow. Yeah, that's... I feel like the same thing for her. I think, I don't know. Because I'm going by what she's talked about in her videos. I stopped watching her because I'm glad she's continuing to post, because I feel like it's a good thing for her. Because if anything happens to her, people will notice. So just as long as she continue posting. But it's like, how do you help people who are going through those situations, you know? Because you can't really, yeah, it's... I have this weird wrap thing. I'm gonna eat off camera. Everything you're saying is reminding me of that reader, that tarot reader. I don't know how that works and why people decide to do that. Like you said, it's your heritage and stuff. But how did they find you? You know, like, I don't understand how that works, you know? I mean, you can find anybody, but it's like, why do they decide to target people? It's actually very uncomfortable. Well, this is the second time somebody came on my channel. No, third time, I think. You know, sometimes I wonder if it's no shade, Daniel, but I wonder if this is like spam. You know, I really don't know. I really don't know. Oh. I really don't know what you want me to... I'm sorry that you're going through that. I really don't know. Can I ask, why are you talking about it here on my channel? I'm sorry, Daniel. Oh, then who are these people that are on my channel? I hope you don't hear me eating. I really don't know if you can hear me. You know, shapeshifter is the risk because when you come on to these platforms and you put yourself out there, you're going to attract not the best energies. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I don't really want to silence. I really don't want to silence anybody, but I really don't see the. I don't want to invalidate your experience, Daniel. But I feel like if there's something that you need to talk about, you should go on your create your own platform and talk about it on your platform. Bring awareness about it. Because on my platform, I'm bringing awareness to other things. So, I guess right now I'm on Mukbang channel. Eating in the rain with Artemis. I brought an umbrella. Can you hear the rain? Oh, is it that bad, shapeshifter? You know, this is so funny that this came up because I remember I think it was when I was doing, I wasn't doing live streams yet. And then there was somebody that came on my channel and put a comment in a video. She was like, I'm a real witch. And in my mind, I just deleted her comment. I was like, bitch, you ain't no real witch. Because first of all, a real witch won't be having to claim that. You know, if you are something, you don't have to announce it. You are it. You embody it. People see it. If you have to say, I'm confident. No, you're not. Because if you're confident, it will show in your actions. You know, so I remember that person saying that. I'm a real witch. I'm like, no, you're not, bitch. Like, first of all, like, what makes one witch real when the other one not? You know, you're not a real witch because you're like saying you're a real witch. No, you're real dumb. That's all you are. And this was like last year. I remember that comment. You know, and like, I really didn't see no relevance for her even saying that. You know, because and I don't know, for some reason I took it as if she was trying to say I wasn't a real witch. But I'm like, I'm not saying I'm a witch, but I could be, you know. I think we all can be. I am a woman in total control of herself, or trying to be. My coffee is terrible. It's like that's the type of drink that you have to chug when they put too much ice. That's too much ice. I should have said less ice. It would have been better. Yep. I was prepared for the rain. Thank you. I always do. I love the rain. It's very cleansing. But since I have my, well, even if I wasn't live right now, I would stay here in the rain, but with an umbrella. But are witches somebody, like, are they to be feared though? I mean, like, if you think about it historically, the people who were considered witches were women who were healers. They were villainized. Of course, you know, we do have people who pervert certain things because they're just malignant people, you know. We have those types of people here. Ooh, the wind is picking up. See, I like when it's windy and rainy. That's good. That's cleansing. I'm not by myself. I have angels with me. And you know, oh please, I could say oh please about your gang stalking. But well, that's how it always is. One cannot exist without the other. Everything has to be perverted regardless. Evil cannot exist without good. I think that's what we're meant to ascend over. Like all the darkness, the density, the heaviness that exists is us overcoming that. Now think about it. Like, if you think of all the negative energies, they're very heavy energies. And they tend to affect us, like like you think about the chakra system, and I'm not an expert on chakras, okay? I'm not an expert in chakras, but my understanding is it's like when you're destabilized, you're not feeling grounded, you're not feeling safe, and you're not feeling secure, then it's easy to attract or to be in a negative frequency, you know? So if you're always in a state of fear and instability, insecurity, then you're never going to be able to allow yourself to reach a higher level, like, because you're so focused on staying safe and secure. It's important to feel safe and secure where you are, but if you're only focused on that, then you're always going to be looking for the things that you feel like you have to protect yourself. So you never get to put your guard down and then really truly live, you know? Let me fix this. I was in that negative energy. I'm like, I could visit that place, but it's like a visit. It's not a stay. It's not a staycation. It's not where I'm going to reside. You know? And it's a choice too. Just think about it. Like I want to bring up this thing. About bullies. And it's regardless of the gang stalking or anything, but just bullies in general. You take their power away when you don't let them have control how you live, you know, because you're giving them power. If you act like they don't exist, then they don't exist. But I know there's some crazy ass people out there that they do want to cause harm. And then even if you try to pretend that they're not there, they're still going to be there. But the thing is, like, you can't let them know that they're bothering you, that they're affecting you, because that's how they get their power. They feed off that energy. They need that energy. And you're giving it to them. You're feeding the monster. I don't know, the word defiance came to my mind. I thought about resilient, but I was like, it's not resilience, it's defiance. You have to defy them. Let me see if it stopped raining. I think it did. First thing about witches, they can't fuck with you if you don't fuck with them. And plus, it's all about belief, faith. If you believe that they can harm you, then they can harm you. It's that simple. If you think they can hurt you, then they can hurt you. You can run, but you can't hide, you know? You can run, but you can't hide. I want to eat my other wrap. But remember, you get to choose what you believe. You get to choose what you believe. I've seen stuff too. There's somebody in my family who's done stuff. Funny thing is, this is gonna sound a little bit egotistical, but it's like a power struggle. If you think about like light and dark, like shadow and light. I don't want to say dark. Shadow and light. There's a power struggle. You know, but you get to decide who's gonna win. I think my mother, she's light, and she got involved. My father, his family, dark. You know, the shadow. You know. Oops. Yep. I think that, like, when I find out everything that my father went through, his family, and then a specific person in his family, a lot of shadow shit. I think this is why it's perfect. I'm a Scorpio. You know? Because I have both. We all do. We all have the shadow and the light aspects within us. It's a matter of what do you let have control. The shadow can be used to empower you, but it could also be what disempowers you too. If you let it have control over you. Everybody's shadow is different though. I mean, we all have the same shadows, but certain parts are stronger than others. It's the fear, the insecurity, the lack. It's different for everybody. Let me eat my wrap. How you doing? It's ready to go. I want to do another reading, but I can't if it's raining. Thank you for hanging out with me, and thank you for the likes. I'm by the water. I'm by the river. It's funny because I'm by the river, but I see people. You know what's a scary thing though? Oh, for real? Oh my gosh. Is it really like that? I thought they exaggerate, but you're in India, so you could tell me, is it really that overly populated? Because you know how you hear, you see how they cherry pick stuff in the news to show how the US is or how New York is. They only look at the negative, and you know how if they're trying to prove a point or support like an agenda, they only look for what supports whatever agenda they're supports their agenda. Do you recommend going? Okay. Do you recommend people go visit India? I dropped food on my chest. Do you do that? I know people want to come visit New York. But it's like, what do you want to come visit for? Because sometimes I wonder if people want to go somewhere just to say they went somewhere. You know? But I know like India has like the touristy parts. I know a lot of people like to visit the Taj Mahal. Or anywhere where I really don't know. The only thing I know is Taj Mahal, where people tend to travel. I mean, I just started traveling a couple of years ago, so the idea of going to India doesn't appeal to me, and it has to do with the weather. Because I am not a big fan of you made that joke about the sun. Like, you felt like the sun's trying to kill you? I think it was you that said that. Yeah, see? You know, like when I travel, I go like what they consider like the off season to the places I've been to. Like I went to Rome last November, and they were like, "Oh, that's not it's not gonna be crowded." No, that shit was fucking crowded. I was like, they lied to me. I thought November would be like a perfect time to go to Rome, but there was a lot of people. Like even the flight that I was like, why the fuck is this plane full? The plane was full to Rome. A lot of people had the same idea. Like, yeah, let's go into off season. No, I don't think there's off seasons. Unless you're going like, because I was looking to go to Rome in February. I was like, oh, maybe I could take my son with me. And it was cheaper. I was like, wow, maybe that's the best time to go. And when it's winter. But then Rome has really nice weather. I know it could get hot there, but not as hot as India. Yeah, like, see, I don't think I'm ever going to go to India. That's too hot. I'm already, I could get tanned. I want to become, like, I don't believe in, like, I know they have, like, skin colors and stuff like that, but they tend to, like, say race is based on your skin color, right? But we're not. We're all human, okay? We all got the same organs, that we bleed the same. We bleed for the same reasons. We cry, we poop, we pee, we eat. You know, we have earwax, just like everybody else. We're no different, you know? The only thing that makes us different is just our our environment, our education, the resources we have, culture, religion, all that stuff. Personal experiences and stuff like that. But then at some point or another, we all end up having the same experiences, just at different points or phases in our lives, you know. But what I wanted to say was I didn't want to come back a different skin color, you know, like a different race, whatever the hell that is, you know. There's just one race, the human race. But I'm thinking about when people say, I don't see color. I'm like, oh, so you're colorblind? You know, like literally you don't see color? Did it stop? Can I do another reading? Can I do another reading? Let me see if I could do another reading. Boop. Shapeshifter, you should come to New York. Once we get rid of the Dorito, you know. Yes. So it's so funny how they try to divide people, but the thing is like the experiences is what brings us together. You know, and it's interesting too how we could all go through the same experiences, but the impact of those experiences will be also totally different based on like resources, belief system, religion, support system, all that stuff. Whee. Oh yeah, that's what I said after Doritos. I don't know why well, Doritos have chemicals in it, so fuck Doritos. I used to like eating Doritos. The ranch ones were my favorite. When I went to Amsterdam, I feel like I'm like selling like, look, I traveled. But you know, it's funny because they sell Doritos in Amsterdam. But the Cool Ranch was called, that is a stupid ass name. It's called Cool American. That is so funny. I had to take a picture of it. I don't know if it's on that phone or this one, but that was so funny. I was like, the Cool American. I was like, that's funny. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Oh my god. The Cool American. Cool American. I wonder if the Doritos are better in Europe than in the US. I don't know if they have that in India. Because this is European. Because here it's called Cool Ranch. See, even Iceland, they're let's say in India. Cool Ranch Doritos. In India. Oh, in India, they're called International Cool Ranch. I want to make sure it's real. Somebody had read it, and they said, it says finally in India. Reddit is Snacks India. It says, just tried the new Cool Ranch flavor from Doritos. Not a fan at all. If you ever wondered how a sour cream gone bad tastes, like how it tastes like this. It's an acquired taste, but of course you gotta remember, like we have different, like we have the FDA here in America, and they dictate what is allowed to be in our foods. And we got some chemicals in our foods that apparently taste delicious, but are killing us, you know? So maybe maybe India doesn't have those chemicals in their food, and that's why it tastes like sour cream gone bad. But ranch is an acquired taste, you know? But those are my favorite Doritos. I haven't had it in a while, ever since I found out like they have so many chemicals. Oh, it says, is it 50 rupees? Is that 50 rupees or? I'm sorry that person didn't like it. Oh, for real? Okay. Oh, if you think about it. Oh, are they called the FDA, though, in your country? Because if remember, apparently there's too many colored people on the earth, so they need to eradicate us. I was like, all you're doing is making us stronger, you know? All the shit you put us colored people through, you're making us stronger. That's why they say black don't crack. Okay? Okay, so that one said 50, right? So if it's 50, that must be a big bag. Now, you say chips cost, is that like an individual bag will cost 15 to 20 rupees? So that must be a big bag if it costs 50. Oh my God, chips are so addictive. Oh my God. I love chips. Like, there's a tarot reader, Miss Hawaii. She loves chips too. I'm a Scorpio, right? She's a Scorpio too. I don't think that got anything to do with it, but think about it. Scorpions have the claws, right? We like crunching things. It makes sense if you think about it. Okay, you know, I'm going a little delulu right now with the Scorpio thing, but it makes me wonder because I love crunchy, like. Yeah. Oh, all the ones that want to kill us. Oh, they put, I don't know. Well, they're making us stronger. I was just saying that. You know how certain things are indestructible? Because in Puerto Rico, where my family is from, they did some like really bad things. If you know anything about, I think you do know a lot about, you know stuff about American history. Because the stuff you've mentioned in the past, shapeshifter. But I think you know about like, I don't know if you heard the Tuskegee Airmen and the syphilis study. I think in your country too that women were getting sterilized and they didn't realize they were getting. I don't know if they did that. I know there was they had this thing in India. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. You can correct me. But I know in Puerto Rico, women were going to get the surgery. And the surgery was they were getting sterilized. I don't think they knew they were being sterilized. From what I remember, they were being sterilized without even knowing, without their permission, without the consent. But then also the testing with drugs, with dropping bombs, you know, the types of radiation and other chemicals that are involved with dropping bombs in Puerto Rico, how it impacted the health, the ecosystem, the quality of life of people in Puerto Rico, because they did a lot of testing. It was the U.S. Navy doing a lot of testing on the island of Vieques, but Vieques is still close to the mainland, the main Puerto Rican island. And if you think about all the chemicals that end up in the water, we have that's why we have the bioluminescent water too, and it's because of all that. But then a lot of people had suffered a lot of like issues with their health, their heart. I remember I was doing research. I've never heard of vibroacoustic disease, and that's when you're growing up in an environment where there's constant bombing, and then it has an impact on your organs and stuff, because since there's constant vibration from the bombings, that impacts the internal organs, the functioning. From what I remember, because this was a while ago that I learned about this. I was like, I didn't know about this. Diabetes was up, heart disease, all that stuff. And then cancer. It's all the stuff they did to the people of color. Like, I'm just talking about Puerto Rico, but then you got to think about the Tuskegee study, the syphilis study that they did. Horrible shit. And then you got to take, if people want to forget about slavery, well, they call it slavery. It's kidnapping, human trafficking, basically. Human trafficking. Yep. 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 And if American women want to be very grateful for birth control, you think the Puerto Rican woman that it was tested on. People don't know that. Certain medications were tested on people in Puerto Rico. Test studies. They used our people of color, regardless of what color you are, even white people too. Nobody's innocent, I mean, nobody was safe if you think about it, because at some point there are even vulnerable people that are not people of color. The less educated you are, the more likely you are to be taken advantage of. That's why it's important to be educated. I don't know everything, I don't know everything. I will never claim to know everything, because information is infinite. Experience is infinite. Like there's so many things that we have yet to experience, within our personal lives. Some people have experienced I said people experience a lot. Can you imagine being someone who only experienced horrible shit? And there are people horrible, only horrible. They don't know what it's like to experience anything good. And then when something good happens to them or comes towards them, it's like they don't know what to do with it. I don't know what that was. I thought it was like a seaplane. Maybe it was. I don't know. Yeah. Well, we had to pay taxes. So you could kill us? We kill us with our own money? We're giving you money we're funding our own demise. That's so fucked up. We should have a choice on how we, pay taxes. Like what it goes towards. We should have a say. I know when we elect people, that's how we have a say too, because they are depending on their position in some government office. I am not a political science person. I just know there are people in politics and government that fuck shit up. I just simplify it. I'm like, I don't need to know exactly how they do it, but I just know they do it, you know, and re-elect them. Certain things I don't want in my mind. Because I'm like, I just need to know the basics. You vote for the wrong people, they'll fuck you over. You vote for the person you think is the right person, they still might fuck you over. But there might be people who fuck you over worse than the certain people. So, you got to choose between the lesser of both evils, you know? See, I don't know everything, and I'm saying it. So nobody can say, she thinks she knows everything. No, bitch, I don't. I just said I don't. Okay? I'm very honest that way, you know? I just feel bad for people who they don't get to experience anything good. And if anything good comes towards them, it's like they don't know what to do with it. They probably don't even know what good looks like. That's so sad. It makes you understand why certain people feel like they don't want to be here on this earth anymore because of that. That's hard. It's so windy here. Hope that helps. Yeah, the people that we need to be in politics don't want to be in politics. The people that we need. Like, I feel like my son, I feel like he would do well, you know? He knows so much, you know? It's interesting to see that in him. I know his father was like, I want to be. I'm like, I don't know, when we and him were together, we were married. His father's like, he felt like he could run for office. And I was like, yeah, I can't be married to you. So I'm like, I don't want to be in the spotlight. I don't want to be in the spotlight. And look at me now. Yeah. Because it's like, they know something. That's why. Because there's like some sort of compromise you have to make when you get in politics, you know? And I think some people are unwilling to compromise on those things. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate you all. Okay, I'm doing a lot of talking. I don't know if anybody would like me to answer yes or no questions. I could do that. I brought my yes or no deck with me. Because if you spend time listening to me talk about things that I don't completely know everything about, I'm just going by how things look. Yeah. And it's like, sometimes you gotta play dirty. And I think that's some of the things that it's like, why can't we just pass things because it's the right thing to do? It's that easy. But no, it's like, no, what can you get out of it? Like, oh, you're gonna have to bribe me. Oh, we're gonna have to come to some sort of agreement. Oh, what, this or that, what can I get out of it? You know? Okay, does anybody want me to answer a yes or no question? But I wonder though, can somebody still do those things but find an ethical way of doing it? Of playing with the sharks? Is there an ethical way to get your agenda across without going against your own integrity and remaining remaining ethical, you know, maintaining your ethics without compromising your ethics? Because I don't know, sometimes I look at, like, they say this is the thing about Scorpios. I really don't know. Like, there's things I agree with, but, you know, we all have Scorpio. We have all the signs in our chart. If you know anything about the astrological wheel in your birth chart, each house is ruled by a certain sign and certain planet. But depending on when you were born, that shifts, that moves everything. So like my rising sign is Cancer. So my rising sign is my first house, but the first house is supposed to be Aries. And Aries is your identity, who you are. Yeah, basically who you are, how people perceive you, but also how you are, your identity, how you present yourself to the world, you know? And so we have every sign in our chart. It's just a matter of what sign is in what house. And whatever sign is in a specific house, that has the influence over it. Like, so Cancer is my first house. So I come off as someone who's loving, caring, and nurturing. Which I am that, you know, which aligns with the Scorpio, because Scorpios we do care. But the thing is, it's like, we had to deal with a lot of negative shit. And if you're going by astrology, right? In my personal life, have dealt with a lot of negative shit. I think a lot of people have, and they don't even necessarily have to be Scorpios. So, but the thing is, what I wanted to say is, they say Scorpios have this black and white thinking, but that could be a fixed sign thing. So you could be a Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, just like me, or an Aquarius, and you may have that black and white thinking. You know, like it's like the wrong or right. Doesn't, you know, like I always say, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Black or white. There's no gray scale. It's like either you do something because it's right, or because you don't do it because it's not right. You know, it's like there's no middle ground, no in between. So I can only speak for myself as a Scorpio, that I look at things from black and white and perspective, like either it's wrong or right. But that's kind of limiting, and it's not also flexible either, because there may be certain things where it's actually a spectrum. You know, everything's a spectrum. You know, it's black and white, but then there's the gray in between. You know, something can lean more white or lean more black, or just be in the middle and be gray. The middle area, the gray area. And anything in between black and white is the gray area, right? But, like, that's how I look at things. I'm like, why can't they just do what's right? But no, they don't. They only do what's, for the most part, I don't want to overgeneralize, because I don't think all politicians are bad, but I feel like they do have to, if they want to engage in that type of, if they want to engage in government, then there are certain rules that they have to play. But I feel like some of them, they try to stick to what is right, what they feel is right, what their agenda is, but also stay true to their integrity and their ethics, their morals. But then other people, they lack that. And that's why they tend to do things that are more selfish and self-serving, and they don't consider how that may impact other people. And the thing is, you don't have to be a politician to be like that either. There's people like that too. They only think about themselves. They only think about what they want, what they could get out of a situation, regardless of how it may impact another person or other people, you know? And then there's the people that always want to do the right thing, but then sometimes they get screwed over by the people who do always, you know, who are selfish, you know? So this is why us people who like try to do the right thing, we have to find that middle ground, but it's more so a way of protecting ourselves, preserving ourselves. Because we shouldn't have to stoop down to other people's level just to get our point across. You know? I don't know. I think I'm talking too much. So that's why I don't want to say it's a Scorpio thing, because like I said, we have all the signs in our chart. I implore people to, out of curiosity, just look at your chart. You know, do a birth chart, Google free birth chart. All you have to do is plug in your information. If you know the time you were born, that's even better, because then you know what your rising sign is. But then you learn, you know, you can see what does your birth chart tell you. You know, does it align with what you've experienced in your life so far? Like who you identify yourself, like do you see yourself in what your birth chart report shows? It's so interesting to do that, you know, and it doesn't hurt to do that. Like I said, you just have to put you don't even have to put your real name. You could put whatever name you want, because it's all calculations, you know. You put your date of birth, the time you were born, and the place you were born, and then you'll know everything about your chart. You'll know what your rising sign is. If you know your birthday, then you already know your sun sign or your star sign. And then you know your moon sign, and then you know all the signs in the different placements, the different houses. You know your Venus, your Saturn, your Mars, you know all the planets. Because we have signs in each of the planets as well, in the houses. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Exactly. Yes. Like Bernie Sanders and AOC, and I call him Zamdani. Okay, the mayor. I put his first and last name together. Hi, how are you? Only Ken Gaming or Only King Gaming? Oh my God, didn't you talk about, you have the internet? Google it. But, you know, you will have to you're in India, so that's Vedic astrology. So, like, see, I'm a Scorpio in tropical, Western, but in Vedic, I will be a Libra. And I'll be very Libra heavy, because all the Scorpio placements I have will then shift to Libra. So I'll have a Libra stellium instead of a Scorpio stellium. Which it kind of lends to the black and white, the justice, the fairness, you know, because that's how I am. You know, like, that's not fair. But I have Libra in Saturn. And Saturn is the planet of karma. And I'm like, yep, that's why people don't fuck with me. You fuck with me, you're gonna get karma. And when I realized, I was like, fuck, that is so funny. You can't fuck with me. You can't fuck with me. You'll get what you deserve if you fuck with me. And I don't have to do a damn thing. You just make me feel bad, you make me feel wronged, you're gonna get it. I don't have to do a damn thing. So that's why, you know, be on my good side. You protect yourself. You're safe that way. And I don't do anything to bother anybody. So if you're bothering me, trust, you're going to be bothered. That will be justice. So you're a Sagittarius and Vedic then. Oh, astrologers. But you could do a birth chart and have it interpreted. It's in English. You could do that. But they have Vedic birth chart calculators too. I did a Vedic chart on myself, and I don't understand a damn thing about it. You know? I don't understand a damn thing. It's in the way they have the chart, this boxes and triangles in the box. I'm like, oh God, what is this? This is totally different than what the Western. Because I think in Vedic, do you have the 13 signs of Vedic? Because I know in sidereal astrology, which I heard is the same thing as Vedic. It has to do with the constellations in the sky, and there are 13 constellations, and the 13th sign would be a fucus. You know, but in Western astrology, we only have 12 signs. And a fucus isn't one of them. But then if you're a Capricorn, and because I believe a fucus is between Scorpio and Sagittarius. I'm not sure. But they said a fucus is like Scorpio. Has the Scorpio energy. Yeah, it's complicated. It is. I gotta look up a simplified Vedic astrology, but then I should read up on it too. I just know that it shifts. And it's because of that 13th sign, which is a fucus. But really, in reality, a fucus is the 13th sign, but in order, it's not. I think Pisces would be, because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. And a fucus is in between, I think, Scorpio and Sagittarius. But then when I looked at it, it's a very short period. I think it's like 10-day period that a fucus is in the birth date range. It's very interesting. Maybe I should, I don't know. I don't know how many readers do a fucus. And I don't know how many people align with a fucus sign. Like, people are like, oh yeah, I'm a fucus. Because Western astrology, I don't know how long Western astrology, but I'm guessing Vedic astrology has existed as long as astrology has existed, you know? Has existed in India, I would say. Because Western or tropical astrology, I think it started in, I really don't know where it started. It had to be Europe. It had to be in Europe. I could be wrong. I don't know. I should look that up. Because I know a lot of people in the royal family. I mean, but I know that royalty would do birth charts. And then they'll see if somebody I think they'll use it to see if somebody would be fit to rule. I read something like that. It was a while ago. A long time ago, actually. Astrology. Okay. I'm interested in astrology, but I feel like I'm more familiar with tropical astrology. But it's interesting to know about all kinds of astrology. You know, we even have the Chinese zodiac. I was born the year of the dog. The year of the dog. I think that's where the loyalty comes in, too. I'm very loyal. I mean, I make mistakes. I made mistakes when I was younger, yeah. That may make me seem disloyal. But, you know, sometimes your insecurities and being naive can put you in bad situations that really prove how loyal you are or not, you know. But I feel like I think this loyalty was more to myself than anything, than anyone, you know, when I was younger, way younger. You live and you learn. Let's see. Okay, it says, astrology is a range of divinatory practices recognized as pseudo-scientific since the 18th century that propose that information about human affairs and terrestrial events may be discerned by studying the apparent positions of celestial objects. Different cultures have employed forms of astrology since at least the second millennium BCE. These practices have originated in calendrical systems used to predict seasonal shifts and to interpret celestial cycles as signs of divine communications. Most, if not all, cultures have attached importance to what they observe in the sky, and some, such as the Hindus, Chinese, and the Maya, developed elaborate systems for predicting terrestrial events from celestial observations. Western astrology, one of the oldest astrological systems still in use, can trace its roots to 19th century to 17th century BCE, Mesopotamia, from where it spread to ancient Greece, Rome, the Islamic world, and eventually Central and Western Europe. Contemporary Western astrology is often associated with systems of horoscopes that purport to explain aspects of a person's personality and predict significant events in their lives based on the positions of celestial objects. The majority of professional astrologers rely on such systems. Let me see. Hindu astrology. Vedic astrology is a traditional Hindu system of astrology. It's one of the 6 auxiliary disciplines in Hinduism that is connected with the studies of the Vedas. Vedas? Some scholars believe that the horoscopic astrology practiced in Indian subcontinent came from Hellenistic influences. However, there is intense debate, and other scholars believe that Jyotisha, I don't know if I'm saying that, Jyotisha developed independently, although it may have interacted with Greek astrology. Okay. Yeah, regardless of the type of astrology, anybody, I know, like everything. I think anything that goes against what they want, because remember, the way I look at science is they try to explain things that are seemingly unexplainable, and that's why, like, people are to each their own, right? People they're allowed to believe what they want to believe, you know? Anything that goes against Christianity is a pseudoscience. Against the Abrahamic religions is pseudoscience. It's not real. But, like, who decides what's real and what's fake? Who decides that? I really want to know. Like, was there a vote? I think this is why people had to remember, like, whatever you put your belief in, that's what you give power to, you know? And you know what's interesting too, if you really think about it, when people don't believe in themselves, this is where they become disempowered, you know? If you believe in yourself, you become empowered. You know? I don't think people realize that. They want to blame everybody for everything that's going on, but we all play a part, you know? And there's this quote that I heard another tarot reader mention, is Shakespeare quote, all the world is a stage. But I remember that quote from a song that Madonna, what's it called? It was a song for I forgot what album it was. All the world is a stage, and everyone has their part. But how was I to know which way the story goes? You break my heart. That song. Everybody, we all have a role. You know? Like, we play a role in our own life. Not everything is out of our control. When we're children, yeah, it's out of our control. But then once we get to a certain age, this is when we start to exert our will. And then, depending on who we are with, is in our environment, who our caregivers are, this is where they try to crush our will. You know, like the first time we resist something is when we say no. No. That's why, I don't know, for some reason 3-year-olds drove me crazy. But now I understand, it's like, this is when they're knowing I have power. I could say no. Like everything, like if mommy and daddy do for me, grandma, grandpa, whoever's taking care of me. But now I can say no. No. We still can say no, okay? We're bigger now. We could fight for our no. Back then, if we said no. No what? That's why if you have kids, please, if they say no, then let them say no. Now, if you're getting ready, you're like, okay, you can say no, but we still got to put your sneakers on. We still need to put your shoes on because you're not walking outside barefoot, you know? No. It stops and starts. It stops and starts. The rain. I don't think anybody wanted yes or no questions. Wow, almost on 3 hours. That's crazy. I think I haven't been on this long in a while. I don't want to drink this coffee anymore. It doesn't taste good. I'm just trying to enjoy it because I'm hoping it does, like, we have a downpour. We need that. We need that. You know, I haven't seen, like, because I usually see jet skis go by. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any of those little tourist boat rides or tourist cruises. But it has to do with the air quality. Let me see. If anybody's there and you want a yes or no question, just let me know. I got my deck with me. I think Alpha fell asleep. He needed it. He was out partying. He had a show last night to celebrate, I think it was the anniversary of something. The anniversary of something. Let me see. How was I to know which way the story goes? How was I to know you'd break my heart? I've always been in love with you. Guess you've always known. You took my love for granted. Why, oh why? The show is over, say goodbye. Say goodbye. That song is nice. It's with Madonna and Babyface. I'm over here looking for my cards. What the hell? See, the rain is starting again. I guess no reading. No reading. Let's see something. How to organize my bag. Ooh, I got a new tarot deck that I want to share on a live. I was going to do it last night, but I was like, I had a headache. So I decided not to. Ooh. Okay, it's raining again. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the super chat from Alpha. Thank you, Shapeshifter, for this very interesting conversation. I hope you're able to find a way to stay cool where you are. I hope every one of you enjoy the rest of your day and weekend ahead. I look forward to seeing you hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.